was wondering where you were.
This week.
Huh?
We came prepared this week.
I love it. You know your spots, right?
Yes, we do.
I'm going to try and get you, Christy, to... turn it up.
To move
Come
closer
on.
to Renae.
Yeah.
Okay, because Renae and I can then both
We'll
be on
snuggle
camera
up.
together.
Please. And
Yes.
then Erin Barth.
Yes, she just pulled up.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Her
were
sports card.
waving.
Here, let me grab this for you, dear.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey!
Hello, Erin. Good morning.
Good morning. Look at you!
Well, I work from home on Mondays, so this is what you get.
How hideous.
So,
What?
Don't play.
So
Don't play, you look beautiful.
Facebook is already on. Hi, hon.
Hi, honey.
Yeah.
Facebook is already on.
Okay.
That is your camera.
This is our camera.
This is your camera.
Right,
So,
out.
Renee, can you move that way a little bit? Or, well, no,
This
I'm
way or
pointing that
this
way.
way?
I mean, it's funny, I'm pointing this way and you wanted to go that way.
Well, I'm just making sure that Christy and I are both in the same shot if there's only a single.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to do now.
I think he's trying to get like more
Yeah, trying to
depth
get
to
you
it.
both into
More depth.
So
to
you
it.
would like me to
Sit
move further
right there.
from Christy?
Yeah, because then she'll do
mic.
it at an angle.
That's your headset.
I think he's then going to do it at an angle and maybe get
Alright.
a longer
I love the
camera
hat, by the
view.
way.
Let's see. Look, I got us
Missed
save
you
it
this
on our,
weekend.
share it on ours.
You too.
So
I think we're...
we'll make sure we're out
Okay.
on there.
You must have put something... Oh, you did. You put the...
Oh my gosh. I thought you were the one who did that.
No. No.
I am
Renee, Christy, Erin.
Erin. Yes. We have, you've met Renae before.
Yeah, and I feel like here's my problem with the arrangement. I have to like lean over here to look at you in the face.
Well then... Oh, hang on. Erin, you can go... You gotta go that way.
Well,
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And...
I love it.
Okay.
Are we good?
You just gotta be like sit on each other's lap or something.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Right, so do you want us to move closer together or further this way?
Closer together.
That, it's odd.
Oh, look at you.
If I even suggested that earlier.
Did you?
Oh, I sure
Oh my
did.
God.
I sure did.
Erin, where are you? Can you see it?
I can see it. Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's that.
That's even better.
Alright, cool. Alright. Glad to see everybody.
Our smiling faces.
Love your smiling faces, you know that. Mystic Monday.
I really love it.
I
Yeah.
think that was your all's choice. I thought that was such a cool idea.
Oh, is that
Miss
Thank you.
Renae.
That's your microphone. That's your headset. Talk into the microphone,
Look,
ladies.
we look great.
What's with your bracelet?
Oh, good.
My neighbor gave it to
You
me.
could even
My
move a little
like
closer.
8-year-old. I bought it for $2.
Oh, I see now, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
But your microphones, you have to talk into them. I just got the awards for,
I saw that.
and so
Congratulations.
one of the critiques in it was that my guests don't speak into the microphones.
Is this how you'd like it to be, Daddy?
Yes, and you can mess with that microphone where it's nice. You know how to do this.
Okay, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, you ready?
Well,
Yeah.
you're being handed. Gifted.
This is
Yeah, hold that
hold it
for the whole thing.
for the whole thing.
Oh, we hold it for the whole thing?
Well, I mean, keep it near you for the whole thing. But
Okay.
Yeah. You've been assigned crystals.
All right, here we go.
Good morning, Sun Prairie. Time to rise and shine.
What?
Time to pour the coffee with Bill.
Who wants to be human?
Time to rise and shine with Bill.
He has all the ingredients for disaster.
Christy,
Time
don't
to
forget.
get going with Bill.
He's phenomenal.
Welcome to Baker Street with your host, Bill Baker.
Hey, oh, I can't hear anything. Hey, there we go. Oh, much better. More better? More better?
It's perfect.
More better?
Mhm.
More better? Wow, my headset is all messed up this morning, I tell you. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Sun Prairie, and what we have now deemed this Monday of the month as Mystic Monday. And for all those mystics that are out there, all those psychics that are out there, you already knew this. You knew it. You woke up, you knew what was happening. It's here. This has become one of the funnest. I love that phrase, that word. It's inappropriate to use it that way. It's not proper grammar, but funnest day of the month for me, Mystic Monday, because I get to sit back, enjoy, and relax, and be a part of something amazing. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. And but I got to tell you, you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, the Sun, right here in beautiful Sun Prairie. And we are underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie, the Baker Realty Group, and of course Wintrust Mortgage. And a special thank you to Budding Butterfly for her involvement in bringing this show together. What is this, the second Tuesday? Or second Monday?
It's the second Monday, but today is the third Monday.
Oh, that's true. But
It's typically the second Monday.
It's always the second Monday, though. Yeah. So I was off a little bit.
It's all right.
So are we doing third Monday, then?
We can do whatever you want.
Well, you should tell me what I'd already decided. I don't know.
You had already decided second Monday.
Okay, second Monday. It's always the second Monday. I get mixed up. You know, it's the gray hair.
You think the gray hair contributes to your mixed upness?
Actually, it's the wet wear between my ears. Hey, this morning is going to be fun. What we do on this day of the month is that we invite a special guest to come in. Erin Barth is our special guest this morning, and we do a tarot reading. And we talk a lot about that and what's going on. But so let me just get everything set up. Good morning, Erin.
Good morning.
You got to pull it towards you.
I have it pulled towards me.
Closer.
Oh,
she's
gosh.
feisty. Give her some more coffee.
Can I just comment that I'm intimidated by your beauty this early in the morning? How do you even pull it off? It's a lot.
I didn't even brush my hair.
Oh my gosh.
Stop it. It's intimidating.
When I work from home, I literally get up and throw on new clothes.
Yeah, you're like Beyonce, you woke up like this.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Can I just put you in my pocket? You can just tell me that every day.
I'm too tall to fit in your pocket, unfortunately.
True. But I would love it if you could.
Me too.
All right, ladies, come on, bring it back.
No, my mic is closer. You're fine.
Oh, we're good?
We're good. Yeah.
Don't you love when I control things?
Well, you do all the time.
No, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Oh my god. That voice you hear is Erin Barth. She is a insurance agent handling individual health insurance and employee benefits for Endres Insurance Agency. Endres is a hometown agency and they're small enough to bring that hometown feel, but large enough to provide all the services you could want from a large agency. We pride ourselves in the fact that we will talk to one of our, you will always talk to one of our employees and not to one of those automated systems that you often get. I can't stand that.
I can't either.
I can't stand it when you call and they're like, push 3 to do this, push 2 to do that. I mean, my favorite restaurant, Buck and Honey's, that happens. That's my biggest pet peeve with Buck and Honey's. And I tell Tommy every time I see him. Get rid of the automated system.
Yeah, it honestly, it's annoying. When I have to call the carriers,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
my
god,
gosh.
who am I going to get? What are they going to ask for? But I'd much rather take that on versus the client, because that is just as bad.
Yeah. So it's best just to call Erin, let her deal with it all. You can email her at ebarth@endresinsurance.net. That's ebarth at endresinsurance.net, or 608-798-6315, 608-798-6315. And to make things very transparent, she is my insurance agent for health insurance and always will be. Does a fantastic job, and as a business owner, I can tell you that nothing is better than having somebody like her in your corner for health insurance, because I don't pay a lot, but I get great benefits. I know, you did a good job, girl. Now, this show, it was all created by Christy Broswell, the owner of Budding Butterfly. We talked about this. She was a little shy in the beginning, but I love her dearly. She's awesome. She's come out of her cocoon. Get it? Butterfly.
Yes, I love that.
Thank you.
Well, we follow.
She spread her wings, and then a mutual connection with Renae. First of all, then she got me into the store to do a reading, and I was like lost the first time. I remember going home and Terry's like, "Well, what'd she say?" I'm like, "I have no idea. I don't remember." I'm like, "I should have recorded it." And then she said, "You could record it." And I'm like, "Gotta get out of here."
Yes.
And so then I did another one with Renae, and man, I was sold.
Did you record that one?
I did not. I was so.
I wish you would have.
What? I know, but I was so.
In retrospect, yes.
You know what I think it was?
Huh.
Was your style. Just so personal. Splain?
Look, she's
You're
special.
talking my language, splain. Because I'm always like, probably. Probably's one of my words, probably. It was just very relaxing, very comfortable.
Thank you.
Where I paid attention instead of thinking about what I was going to say next.
I do love to take you on a journey.
You do. You do. Well, let me tell you about Budding Butterfly. Budding Butterfly is located down on Main Street in beautiful Sun Prairie. We're on the corner of Bristol and Maine, and offers products and services to empower growth and transform your journey. And she's got so much stuff. I could take an hour to tell you everything. What I want you to do, stop in and see this lady's store. It is remarkable.
Yes, it's gorgeous. I posted a Throwback Thursday picture on Facebook last Thursday.
You did?
Showing the growth and transformation of that space.
Okay.
Yeah, so stop in and just soak in the energy.
And I'd love to tell a story. I think we do it every time we're on the radio. I met her because she's trying to lug these bookcases or whatever, boxes is what I'll call them. I was at Flavors, had a lot of wine, and Terry and I had a lot of wine, and look over, she's trying to drag these things into the store. And so I had to be a gentleman, because I am one. I identify one as one also, by the way, just letting you know that.
Thank you.
Sometimes. Well, all the times. Had to go over and help, and they were heavy mothers. Thank God I was working out with a coach like Erin Barth.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. This lady's amazing over here with what she does in life.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We met at Prairie Athletic Club. And then you taught me a lot. The biggest thing she's taught me? Well, to love with all my heart, that's one thing. But the other thing is...
Oh, you had that down.
Food prepping.
Right.
Food prepping.
Oh, my gosh. What a pain in the ass thing to do.
Are you prepped this week?
Of course. Whatever
Good.
Terry makes, I eat it. When you can't prep it, you get somebody to help you.
Oh, God. Yeah.
You know?
If only I had a Terry.
You could.
Right?
Well, working on it.
You're working on it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Can do that. So, go down to Budding Butterfly and check things out. Now, oh man, I'm going to mess this up. You know how many times I said it today?
Okay. It sounds like knee in me. Niemi.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say that.
You sure were.
Yeah.
You sure were.
But you already knew that.
I sure did. I saw it coming.
Watch it. Renae, Niemi.
Nailed it.
I always screw it up. Every time.
But it wasn't true this time, huh?
No. Now, this wonderful lady
She has a great radio voice.
Oh, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, I enjoy listening to just her voice.
Oh, my gosh, thank you.
I think the three of you do when you talk into the microphone.
Listen, I'm doing my best. Is it going well?
You're doing great.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Now, that lady is a third-generation spiritualist, psychic, clairvoyant, and herbalist.
You sound like Martha Stewart.
Thank you. With over a decade of divination experience, Renae has cultivated a uniquely warm, conversationalist style of tarot reading, and that's what I was talking about, how relaxing it is. Enjoy an approachable, fast-paced reading as the cards help to connect you with spirit. Tarot can help you receive guidance and gain insight into the past, present, and future. Renae's fun and inviting energy serves to ensure your greatest comfort and ease following a deeply personal spiritual experience.
Yeah, I like to get personal.
Did I do it okay on that?
Phenomenal. No notes.
No notes at all. Yeah, no
Yeah.
notes. Only 6 pages. Don't worry about it. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna do this every second Tuesday, Monday.
We're going to do whatever makes
It's the
sense
gray hair.
repeatedly.
It's the wet wear between the gray hair. You know, that's what happens. So we've asked Erin to come in and be a part of this, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I will tell you that Terry has these cards every morning. She does them every single morning.
No kidding.
Yeah, and so I can't remember what we were doing the other day. We're sitting there, and she does her meditation in the morning, and then she opens up her cards, and she flips 2 cards. Well, I did it, and I dropped one of them.
Is this yesterday? When did you do it?
With her on this one, let's see, when did she leave? She left on Friday. I think it was Friday.
Okay, I'm just thinking astrologically. Go on.
And it was upside down. And so she said, well, you have to go in and look at the book, and it's going to tell you, I can't remember what it's called.
The reverse interpretation.
Yeah, there's another word though. I know, it's in a book. So I had to
Okay.
read it. And we're like, oh my gosh. Now ask me what it said. I can't remember one thing.
But it mattered in the moment, huh?
It did. It was
Yeah,
like-
that's all that matters.
We're like, oh my gosh.
That's
We
cool.
did a lot of. So I'm excited to do this. And so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
These are awesome. There's a lot of power in this room. I can feel it.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
You vibing?
I am, and I'm very comfortable right now.
Me too. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Oh, I've been a mother for a long time.
Oh God, you need to hand that crystal.
I'm sitting on it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
You might need that.
I'm touching it. That's important. Now, I want you to know other things about it. This lady is one of my besties. Love her to death.
Love you too.
We do a lot of things together. Just did the Kentucky Derby Gala,
Which was fun.
which when she was there, dressed in her beautiful green dress and her large black hat, not one person frickin' saw me at all. It was just
Stole the show.
I believe you.
Right? So we had a lot of fun though, didn't we?
We did have a lot of fun.
That was good. That was really cool. So
And I didn't win anything. That's
I didn't win
bummer.
anything. I know we were betting.
We tried. We tried.
I don't know if I like when you do the bidding on your phone instead of writing it down on paper.
I actually would prefer to write it down on paper.
It's-
Because then you can see like how many people bet, and then when you're being outbid.
I know.
You got the notification. I didn't get the notification. I got nothing.
I set it up that way though. I don't think you. Maybe
I
you
probably
push your
didn't.
button.
Yeah.
That's my fault. I should have warned you about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we had a good time. We look good. We look damn good.
It was fun.
Those photos were like priceless. We could like be models or something.
Will you show them to us after the broadcast?
Absolutely.
I would really like that.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Very cool. We can do that.
Mhm.
So let's get it on. Let's do what we do here.
Let's do what we do.
It's now your show.
Oh, thank you so much. Hi. Do you guys want to pass the bell around?
Yes.
It feels
Kind
good.
of, yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, right? You
I
feel
love
that?
it. Bring my bell.
Ooh. I was not aware we were just going to go straight from banter to reading. Usually there's foreplay.
Oh.
We skipped the foreplay.
Yeah, we sure did.
Skipping foreplay.
I'm a guy, remember?
That's all right. Listen, this
Well, just sit on your crystal. You're fine.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, wait, let's do it how it would normally go. So if you were coming into Budding Butterfly, you would walk into the shop. You would probably see Christy right here at the front desk, right?
Yes.
And then if you were looking for a reading, what would you say, Christy?
I would say, let Renae know that you're here, and she'll be with you in just a few moments.
And then you would come back into the super cute reading room, and there'd be incense burning, and there would be candles lit, and there would be crystals out. And then I would tell you the following: hello, welcome. My name is Renae. What is your name?
It's Erin.
Right.
It's
I
still
would be
Erin.
like, thank you, Erin. And then I would say my goal when I'm pulling cards for someone is that your team, your guides, your passed on loved ones describe to us what they think is your highest timeline right now, what they think is your highest achievable goal, and then any blockages that are in the way. And then I would hand you this deck, like I'm doing right now, and say, shuffle that, play with it, whatever you want. When a card feels right, that's your card. We'll flip it over. It'll set the tone for the reading, and then we'll get into some tarot.
Okay, so I'm going to shuffle these.
Erin is shuffling
This is
the
a big
cards.
deck. This is a big deck.
Right.
How do people shuffle these?
Oh my God.
You're doing a great job.
Oh, goodness. I'll try my best. Oh, we're dropping.
Maybe that's the one.
Oh, that's the one.
I feel like that's
maybe.
the one. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
that
this guy
one.
right here.
Yep.
Hang on.
Spiritual evolution, Erin. Set your heart free. Okay.
Is that a good thing? We'll
Of
find
course
out.
it is. What do you think's gonna happen? I'm like, this is a very bad thing. There's a curse upon your house.
Oh, do I have to pick some more out of this?
No, that's
Okay.
perfect. You nailed it.
I tried my best.
All right.
Don't tell me bad stuff. Tell me only good stuff. Just kidding.
Listen,
Tell me
no,
bad
that's
stuff.
what I'm saying. That's why I told you, like, the whole point, right? The whole point is to talk about, like, what your team thinks is, like, listen, girl, here's where we need to be focusing. Here's where I see you going. And there might be some things in the subconscious we need to address.
Yeah.
Energetically speaking. That's what I do. That's my specialty. It's like these blockages, right?
Yeah.
But also, like, hyping you up where it's due.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we have blind spots around where we're amazing.
Yeah.
Because it comes naturally to us, so we may take it for granted. Which I feel like might be a thing for you. You might, like, not recognize your speciality. Let's see.
I don't recognize a lot. I'll be honest.
Right now, forgiveness is required if you wish to move forward in life. Sometimes you must accept an apology you may never receive. So there may be things in your subconscious, in your programming, where you're waiting for a resolution that will never occur. Because there may be someone from your past who has shown you time and time again that they have no intention of changing.
Yeah, that's my mom right now.
There it is.
It literally is what I'm going through right now.
There it is.
Isn't that every mom?
Oh, God.
No,
I love my
are you
mom, but
okay?
she's a lot.
No, it's not every mom.
No, she's been, she went down a rabbit hole, and I have been struggling to get her out of that rabbit hole.
Is that the rabbit hole that involves me?
Yeah,
Oh.
actually.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that makes total sense. Mhm.
It just feels a little bit like, or the vibe is this. You have tried time and time again to, what is, like, there's so many cliches about it, right? Like beating a dead horse, or like, in expecting different results. You've tried earnestly to change someone's mind, change her mind, when in reality it's like she has shown you that this is as far as she's willing to go with it. You may never have your reality recognized, and you just have to make peace with that or cut it off. And
Yeah.
I know you don't want to cut it off.
It's the
Do you
definition
wanna?
of insanity, right?
Right, where it's
So-
just like she's never gonna change. She's shown you that you did. I feel like you need to hear, like, you did the best that could be done.
Yeah.
There are no other options. You are correct to just accept it as it is. In fact, it would be the most healthy choice.
Totally.
Just to let, not like let it lie, just accept it for what it is. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
All right, let's get into some tarot.
And that's the way this starts. I mean, that was like almost instantaneous. That's what's amazing to me.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I watched your demeanor and how it changed.
What did I do?
Oh, your head dropped down, your chin tucked in, and all of a sudden you just started, like, it was almost like an analysis, and then your whole body aura just changed. Just from the start of this. It's amazing, because I'm one that watches body posture and all that, and I read that a lot, and I just saw something. It was amazing.
Cool.
I do think that there is a change that probably happens, and that's the reason why it was like, cut, you're on. We're like, wait, we got to set the tone. You know what I mean? We got to get in that mode.
That is true, though. Yeah.
But it's something that I love about you is that it was just a very gentle transition. But you went from being very lighthearted, all of a sudden you just went into this mode, and it's almost like a channel or something. But
Oh, it's
and I didn't
exactly
interrupt.
like
I don't
a
wanna-
channel. No, thank you. It's exactly like a channel, right? I would love to sit here and be like, yes, I am a channel, I am an oracle of Delphi, right? But I honestly don't understand what it is, right? Like, I don't know. There's probably a scientific explanation for whatever happens, but I don't know. And a lot of times, I know that I've read for you before, but I don't remember the specifics of what we've spoken about.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, on a whim,
Wow, when-
maybe a year ago?
Did you tell her remind her of this?
No.
I did.
Oh, you did?
No, Christy did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. To speak to my point, it is like I do switch, but no one's ever called me on it like that. Because I will, like, switch into the channel, yeah.
That was wild.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I read body language all the time for people, and I mean, you went into them. I mean, your head tilt was the big thing. You tilted down, and in your eyes, you shut your eyes on a very slow blink. You looked up to the right, and or to the left. I'm sorry.
Yeah, to access the right brain.
I don't know what it was,
Mhm.
girlfriend, but it just happened, and you were just like a switch. And I'm like, oh my God.
Thank you. It's through training.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's very intentional. Thank you for noticing.
So I won't interrupt anymore.
Thank you. No, I loved that. Thank you.
10 more times on
Mm-hmm.
it. Okay.
You want to? Wait, we haven't even pulled any tarot.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, while she's getting ready to pull a card, don't forget that you can always get together with Renae at Budding Butterfly down on Bristol and Maine. Come down, visit, check it out. You got to check it out. Whether you're into this or not, you got to go check out the store, because it's, I think, one of the coolest stores in downtown area, honestly.
It's a nice space.
It's also so pretty.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And then visit with Christy and find out more, and then you can actually schedule a time for Renae. She's not there all the time. You have to schedule.
Right, and you can sit on the porch too. The weather's nice right
It's
now.
a communal
right?
space.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come
Now
on
we just
out,
need
sit on the
wine.
porch.
I'm not drinking, am I?
Yes.
Craving wine lately.
You'd be a great designated driver, though.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I love the parking, because I hate parking downtown, but you can park right behind, which is great.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Pull them cards, girl. Let's see what
Yes,
happens.
sir. Oh, well, here's the thing with this Ace of Pentacles. Number one, you already have physical manifestation in spades. This is the things we can see, touch, feel with Pentacles, right? Job, money, house, car, all unlock, and not only unlock, in lockstep. So they want to recognize for you straight off the bat something that has to do with like the accomplishments you've made in the 3D realm, the reality that you've built in the form of things we can see, touch, feel, straight up, because I think that you had to respond instinctively to a series of events to get where you are right now. And they want to acknowledge that that was them intervening here, right? Because whenever we see the plumes of smoke, and specifically aces, it's sort of like the divine intervention, right? Very Shakespearean, like coming in and being like, here are some gifts, will you take them or not, right? Which we could also interpret psychologically as like, here are some repeated cycles. Let's see how you handle it now. Have you healed or not, right? And so there's a real recognition, especially in like the area of, it feels like career, but it could also be home, right? Things that are very 3D, that they want to acknowledge that like you have a positive report card almost. I feel like it's important to you. It has been important to you because you are starting a new cycle currently, but previously it was very important to you to check these boxes, and they do want to acknowledge that you've done so brilliantly. In fact, at an accelerated pace beyond what a normal person would do. So I don't know what that's about. Can you explain?
Wow.
I think Bill can explain. He knows me enough to like completely understand all of that.
I've watched you as an individual and your growth, which has been at Mach 10. I mean, the development has, as a professional, as an individual, it's just off the chart. I mean, it's that intensive. And I don't know if she sees all of the potential that she really has.
I would agree. But no, that is perfect timing, to be honest. It is something that I've tried to pride myself on, is having that base, right? Creating that base of home life, being responsible, and
but here's
doing
the
it on my
thing.
own.
I feel as though I have good news and bad news.
Okay.
I feel as though you set the intention to be the best.
Yeah.
The intention to be at the top. And you've been working on that. So it's almost like really good job on the 3D, but I promise you, this is like Babe Ruthing, right? Where he used to call a shot, right? I promise you that the cards I'm about to pull are about how the new lessons are dealing with much more subtle energy. You've been such a amazing. They see your potential. They see that you're an A+ student in this 3D playground that we live in. Now they're trying to bring you, and don't be surprised if you have emotional bubble ups and things that are triggering, because now you're dealing in the subtle energies. They're going to try to strip you of things that no longer serve you. We're going to get cups, we're going to get swords. Watch. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Hang on tight.
Cups.
I don't know what that means.
Excellent, I'll explain it.
Okay.
So, cups in tarot elementally are water, right? So this is very Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, but moreover, it's our emotions, right? Water, ever flowing. It's also very feminine. It's very ethereal. It's very moon energy. Does this make sense to you? When we see the... Look, I'm trying to suit the camera, but also I just really want to show you. This is like you're pulling up to the spiritual value menu. They're like, what do you want, right? A choose your own adventure card.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, wait.
So I have a traditional 78 card deck, but I also have 4 additional cards that honor the female artist who was not given credit for this deck, Pamela Coleman Smith, and so I keep 4 cards with her artwork on them that have no assigned tarot meaning, just to honor her memory. And they're just, whatever you see is what you see. I don't know what they mean, you do.
Interesting. So there is 4 women dancing above a guy that's laying by a stream with a woman over him, sorry. So I'm supposed to dictate how I feel about this card?
You can just tell me anything that it makes you feel or that you see.
Loneliness.
Are you lonely?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Sure.
You are? So the moon coming up again, right? Secrets. There might be things that... Ooh, okay.
Hey, while you're taking a sip, can I make a comment about that card?
Yeah.
The one that you were talking about? Can you hold it up again? Not the last one, the one before.
The choose your own?
Yeah, with the...
Here, you know where your camera's at. Do you want me to? Yeah.
Okay. So this is the way you showed it to me. So to me, man, it looks like guardians.
I agree.
It looks at peace, and
It's interesting to hear
protected.
loneliness. It's interesting to hear loneliness.
yeah.
But not-
I saw that. When you turned that card to me, Erin, I didn't see a guy laying down there. I saw a person.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a man or woman or whatever. But to me, I saw angels, and I saw protectors, and then
And that's also the vibration of this,
cool.
which is you've got your angels, you've got your protectors around you here.
yeah, or it could be you've got friends, family, advisors, whatever around you.
Right.
But I saw that being that you should have that. There's the comfort card really because you're
And-
laying down, you're sleeping, and there's people. They're all around you, just taking care of you.
While you sleep, it's like you thrive in your sleep, right? I don't, right, because actually, thank you so much for pointing that out. It almost feels like that's the exact vibration of each of these cards.
Yeah.
The Ace of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Moon, and then this Choose Your Own, right? They're all about being divinely surrounded. With this ace, any ace has a giant hand handing you whatever suit it is, right? That's divine intervention when we see these plumes of smoke. So it's almost like don't play with me. I feel like you're having deep thoughts. Don't play. You know what this moon is. It's like I feel like you're not even talking about it, but you're having really big thoughts, really deep thoughts.
Why are you laughing?
You're having really big thoughts.
No, like,
can see
you know
where
what
my
I
head
mean.
goes, yeah.
About almost alternate realities, or like where you could get or where you could be. Thinking about where you've been. Ooh. Because you're starting to recognize patterns bubbling up. You're starting to recognize, you feel very not like woman scorned, but like woman who learned energy, right? That like divine feminine where it's like makes me that much smarter. Making me a right fighter. Yeah. Right? This is the energy. I'm very like humbled by this energy that they're describing you to me as. It's very, I don't mean to make light of it, but Christina Aguilera fighter, right? That might be significant to you.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Because that's a strange reference I've never made before, but now on the air I chose to, so I'm glad that landed. Ace of Wands as well, so these are things we cannot see, touch, feel. Very interestingly here, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, so it's like, again, that still initial energy where, what have you been doing? Where they're like, you have thoughts and you bring them into reality. What's been happening there?
I would say probably with my work, I recently went through a job change, and I went from a company that I really adored to them selling to a new company, and I was treated extremely poorly to a new company, and it's been probably the biggest whirlwind. But then on top of that, trying to figure out what my next adventure is. Because is it this industry? Is it something else? Is it... So
Oh, shit.
I've been going through a lot.
Oh, shoot.
Oh.
Why change now?
Right. We might as well just keep the first word.
I couldn't get
What
to
does that mean?
I am so sorry for saying, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
The tower. Has it felt as though things have been... Thank you. Thank you.
I just think this is like a big card.
It's a big card, and it's big energy, right? Have you felt as though there's been certain things that almost feel like plucked away from your life recently?
Yeah.
They want to bring this up, so I know that we're on air, but can you give us like a general vibe of like what that means? Is it career-wise? Is it... So where is it that things are falling away? In what arena of your life?
Family. I wish that my family was more connected. I wish that we could all get along, and I don't understand why things have gotten as bad as they have been. My routine, I'm very routine. I work out every day, and I feel like that's been plucked away from me.
How?
Just a change in routine. I'm a routine person, and I like to know if I'm going to work from 8 to 5, I'm going to work from 8 to 5, and that's what my routine is. So I'm just struggling with like the balance of that. And then switching jobs.
Alright, I want you to know, let me tell you a story, alright? When I was a little kid, my parents put us in the back of a Ford Aerostar and told us we were going to Yellowstone. And when I got there, it was on fire. And had we had the internet, I would have known not to panic when we came up over the ridge and saw the entire forest on fire. And in that moment, I thought, the buffaloes are gone, the geysers are gone, the plants are gone, whatever. We would have known that it was the powers that be burning up the old growth to welcome in the new. So in these moments where it feels as though things are being stripped away from you, it is truly to burn up that which no longer serves you. And this brings me to my point, because I feel compelled to remind you for some reason that you... Oh, shoot. I'm going to say this nice. You asked for this. You prayed for this. You said some sort of prayer or had some sort of manifestation where you asked to like know who your homies are, to know who has your back, to be shown without any shadow of a doubt like who your people are and what your situation is. It feels like you've asked for that. If this feels like too strong of a stripping, you can ask them to stop or pause at any point, right? Again, remember that you got the 7 of Cups, right? Remember that they're at your beck and call. If this feels like they're stripping you too strongly, and you should have been more careful what you asked for, they will absolutely accommodate that. Does that make sense to you? So if this is happening too fast, if this is happening too dramatically, you can slow it down if you want to. You're in control, don't forget that. That's what got you here. That's why these things are happening, though. But if you're a top G, like I feel like you are, right? I feel like let it all fall away. That's the accelerated course.
And you mean by just letting it go? Like,
all
let
of
it play its course.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't intervene.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the quickest path to healing.
I feel like you're releasing it right now.
I would agree.
That's cool.
Yeah, I embrace your tears. Tears are a release. Releases are healing. Healing is the goal. So I wholeheartedly embrace this release.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. More cards?
More cards.
Sure.
I feel like let's switch decks.
Why would you switch decks? There's like a good vibe going there.
Would you like to drive?
No, you may. I'll just sit back in the back
Thank you
seat.
so much.
You're welcome. Love you.
Mm-hmm. Love you.
She does have the best radio voice.
She
I
does.
swear to God.
The reason that I'm switching is because that was very heavy and I felt compelled by spirit to talk about the future because I think that's the point. And so in talking about the future, I thought I would pull from my fortune oracle because that speaks to the future, right? So when we're pulling out the fortune oracle, we're going to ask it specific questions and we're going to use a timeline. So before we begin, I'll ask you this, like, do you care to speak on any of this, Tower, or should we set it aside?
Oh, we can set it aside.
All right, so I'm just going to collapse this entire deck.
Okay.
And we're just going to put it behind us. And then looking forward, what kind of timeline makes sense for you to ask about? Like, do you want to know, or what are your goals?
Oh, I have a lot of them. I would say in the next 5 years, I would love to know what's your timeline?
I was thinking, like, what happens now type timeline.
What makes you excited? Is that a good question?
Mm-mm. No, the problem is, with all of these cards, not the problem, but the situation is, you have all this energy that you draw in. You have now figured out in this 3D realm how to manifest, how to work with this 3D energy, right?
Right.
And then that got their attention. It sparked things up energetically with this subtle energy. So they're like, yes. Waiting for you to tell them what you want currently.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want currently? That's the question. And then we can pull cards about it. But I understand that often that question doesn't occur to us. What do I want currently? But they can't conspire in your favor.
And it could be anything. Job, relationship,
Anything. But just, what do you want?
Well, I want to own my own company. I want to be in a relationship, which would be amazing if it was a long-term one. I want to get a bigger house. Sorry, Bill.
No, that's okay. I don't like so you're going, what?
Yeah, I haven't told him this yet. He's my realtor. I think that's. I want my dog to live till she's 50.
Amen.
That's not going to happen, but she turns 16 next month, and
Wow.
yeah,
Aw.
she's still kicking.
She looks great though.
You know, she takes after her mom.
I know. Feisty little bee.
Right. Same.
Okay. You got the star. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. I know that sounds good, but it comes with a caveat, right? And I say this a lot. It's like a metaphor that I use in my readings. But do you know when you're like super cold and you're outside and you're walking home, you got your shoulders up to your ears and you're freezing, and then you get inside and then you're kind of walking around your house for a while before you realize it's like safe to relax and expose your neck again, right? Like you're not frozen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is very much that energy where it's like whatever was feeling threatening for you, where you had to posture in a defensive way, isn't there anymore. So at a certain point, it takes examining, because you might be wasting energy having your shoulders up to your ears, and that might be blocking abundance. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Not through any fault of your own, but just through not realizing that you have already healed yourself and tooth and nail crawl. Like, I feel like you clawed your way from the jaws of defeat in some way. That's super weird. Like a rock climber or something. Like, But they're just like, is that accurate? I feel like you're exchanging glances. And I also feel like, tell me what that's about.
He knows me. He knows me very well. He knows that. So when you say that, it's easy to glance at him because he knows my history of my life. Yeah.
I'm just going to say, or should I?
I feel like that was a whole lot that I said, so if there's anything that anyone else wants to say for a moment about what I said, that would be a nice respite.
She is one, the clawing and the digging, that's her. She's done that in the last few years. In the last, maybe like 4 or 5 years. She works very hard at, now I'm, from the outside, I'm looking at her, and we'll see if she agrees with me. She's one that is regimented, is driven, she has her sights on what she wants, and she'll work towards that. She's not afraid to ask for help. She will, the struggles she has, the challenge that she has, is sometimes she doesn't see how powerful she really is.
That's just it. That's the vibe.
She's got more power than she has ever experienced. She's experiencing it, but if she lets her wonder powers out, oh my gosh. Just like a lot of people. And then the abundance. I think the way our society is, we're trained not to think of abundance. It's more a scarcity. But her abundance that she shares and that she receives. I mean, it's amazing, I think, but that's my favorite word, amazing.
I'd rather give than get.
That's the most fun.
Yeah, well, that's been my life.
Yeah, the Five of Pentacles agrees. Be careful about what is that called? Pathologizing your giving.
What?
Like pathology? No. Pathological pathologizing.
Okay.
Meaning making it too much a part of your identity that I give, instead of like I give and receive. I receive so that I can give. I receive abundance so that I have overflow to give. Because I think that like in your heart, you just want to go back and grab other people. You want to come back for, you know what I mean? Like if this was the Titanic, you would have been one of those lifeboats that convinced everyone else to turn back.
Yeah.
And go get those frozen popsicles, right? You would have been like, they're freezing, let's go get them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's your pathology. Right? It's so much so, and again, I told you we were going to get swords here. 10 of Swords. And the very infamous 6 of Swords, right? Which would depict, I don't know where I'm...
There, right there.
Great.
You're good.
Which would depict, I actually don't want to talk about the card. I want to just talk to you. Okay?
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a much better thing. It's a much better thing. If this was a personal, private reading, I would just be talking to you. I wouldn't be describing the card, right?
Right.
So...
Can I ask, what does swords represent in tarot?
Swords represent our thoughts. They represent our programming. Okay? So in the same way that if we don't program our algorithm on a social media app, the algorithm will just lowest common denominator us, right? Or if we don't manually program our own algorithm, the people we hang around, the stuff our parents taught us about what love looks like, the stuff our exes taught us about what love looks like, the music we listen to, the food we eat, the people, our whole bubble will program it for us. So unless we're consciously programming, we're being programmed. And this is very much like there are a ton of beliefs about how you're always, I feel like you overcame a lot of odds and your identity is very wrapped around like, I'm a survivor. And that's why you're so driven to help people. But with the Hierophant coming out and Justice, it feels very, I don't know why this analogy has been in my head recently for readings, but like, it feels very like Double Jeopardy starring Ashley Judd, or Enough starring J-Lo, any of you sitting. It feels very the archetype of a woman who's been wronged, so she learns everything there is to know. She figures out every loophole. She, very disciplined, again, claws her way out of something for a sense of justice, for a sense of redemption. This is like a big storyline for you. It's like a big dramatic storyline of like conquering this thing that tried to conquer you, whatever that is, right? With your thoughts, with your programming, with your beliefs, with the Hierophant and so many, the Hierophant is like the Pope, right? So this is like belief systems that you're trying to overturn that maybe you were programmed with previously. But be careful, and they want to recognize the growth that you made, but it's like a soldier needs to know when to lay down his sword and then start putting down roots. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's, I don't know what to say. It's the truth. So, it's just figuring it out from here.
Yes, with help.
Yeah.
With help. There's a lot of people that can help. That's the thing. You're doing great. All right, but before we talk about that, I have to take a break. And we have to reset the show. And so let's do that. Give you a chance to take a deep breath. I got you some water. And then we'll come back and we'll continue with Mystic Monday here in just a second. You're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun, right here in beautiful Sun Prairie.
Hello, good morning, how you doing? Good morning.
Good
You're
morning,
amazing,
Sun
by the way.
Prairie, and
I love
welcome
you
to
so
Baker
much.
Street.
Are you good?
Yeah,
It's difficult when we're on air.
Yeah, because you're trying to
Time to rise and
think
shine.
and absorb and
Now here's your
Also
host,
acknowledge the
Bill
fact that it's
Baker.
very public.
right.
Hey, thanks, Lisa. I really appreciate that. That's my former producer, Lisa Wolf, and love her, Mr. Terrible. She made me into this radio personality that I am, and she was our guest last time on Mystic Monday. Kind of fun to do that. Hey, tonight, don't forget it's Monday night. Monday night means Sunshine Supper, so stop down on Main Street and grab a meal. Just stop down, no judgment. Hungry, not hungry, money, no money, stop down there. Come one, come all. We want to see everybody there. Come around to the backside, pull in line, tell them how many meals you want. Could be 1, could be 10, could be 20. That's fine with us. And tonight it's beef tacos and applesauce. I love saying applesauce. It's fun to say. Our Savior's Lutheran Church is the sponsor tonight, so come on down and check it out. And you can always pick up a meal and take it to somebody else. There's always somebody in need, and you know them. Help them out, grab a meal. That'd be fun. Join me tonight at 5 o'clock along with Mike Powers as we bring you the Strikeout for Cancer. It's Sun Prairie East Baseball against Middleton. at Middleton. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to raise a lot of money for cancer prevention, and there's fundraiser, there's prizes. Stop out, be a part of the game, and get into those the fundraising side, that mode that you're in. Hit a home run by giving a donation, I think. Hey, the Sun Prairie Lions Club annual golf event at Prairie Pines, our new Prairie Pines, is happening July 20th. 18 holes of golf, lunch, dinner, gifts, and mini prizes. To register or sponsor, why don't you just text me, call me, message me. I'll take care of it for you, and we'll make that happen. More golf. The Sun Prairie Chamber of Commerce is having their Chamber Golf Classic on June 6th at Lake Wisconsin. No. How about Lake Windsor? Not Lake. I wrote down the wrong thing. Look at Lake Windsor Country Club. You're invited to the 32nd annual Sun Prairie Chamber of Commerce Golf Classic. Portions of all funds raised in the event will help support scholarships for local high school and different students that are out there needing some geeters, some cash. 18 holes of golf, lunch, steak dinner, and mini prizes. To register or to sponsor, go to sunprairiechamber.com and check out the golf classic side of it. 48 Pickleball Challenge. Oh my gosh. Sun Prairie was recently chosen to host the Wisconsin stop during two individuals' quest to set a world record for the fastest time to compete in 48 pickleball matches in 48 states in less than 48 days, beginning at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, May 16th at the Wyndham Hills Park Pickleball Complex. See the Sun Prairie Parks Recreation and Forestry Facebook page for details. Singer-songwriter series. The singer-songwriter and multiple instrumentalist Hu Hei Shea and musician Steve Baker, along with Emily Loper, will perform as the third part of the free singer-songwriter series, beginning at 6:30 on Tuesday, May 16th, at the community room in the Sun Prairie Public Library. Go to the Sun Prairie Public Library Facebook page for the event and for more details. WKOW meteorologist Bob Lindmeyer will give his climate-themed presentation, sponsored by the Sun Prairie Action Coalition. Action Coalition, beginning at 6:30 on Thursday, May 18th, in the community room at the library over here on Lynn Road. For more information, go to the Sun Prairie Public Library Facebook page for details. And that is a lot of stuff to talk about. Let me take a deep breath. Oh, yeah, I tell you. Perfect. Woo! Hey, good morning, Sun Prairie. I'm having a blast with this. Folks, that are listening, and the folks that listen and watch the Facebook pages afterwards, thank you so much for the support. We had a great turnout recently for the WCM Awards, Wisconsin Community Media, which I took a bunch of awards for this. Also had one, which is the big ones, called the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association, and I received an award along with Andy Shaner. So we're excited about that. We had 5 award winners, 3 big ones, and so it was kind of nice. Had a really good time, and your efforts, your listening, your involvement are what helps us make those awards happen, because you make us feel good, look good, and be good, and it's exciting. I'm always pumped when I come in here on a Monday morning or on Wednesday. I'm so passionate about housing and making sure everybody gets housing or is comfortable with it. And I'm always here to help you with that, I tell you, because right now it's a challenge out there. This morning is Mystic Monday, and we're having a great time. Christy Broswell is here from Budding Butterfly. She's the sponsor of our show today. And also Renae, Niemi.
Nailed it.
I nailed it again. I'm happy about it. And our special guest is Erin Barth. Erin is a dear friend and also a local business person with Endres Insurance Agency, and tickled to have her here. Thank you for doing this. You're opening up your heart, and I can tell, and I know that's a challenge anytime, anywhere, but especially on the radio. And just know that you're surrounded by people that love you and care for you very much.
I know.
All right. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Renae and let her complete her tear. And
I'm going to be really honest. I feel like we've reached a barrier, and we've discussed what needs to be discussed, and I feel like it would be belaboring a point if we continued. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another thing that I'll do just to plug myself, 101 East Main Street, Budding Butterfly, Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, though. Truly, I won't let you over purchase time. I'll cut it short and not charge you for the extra. I'm not going to keep milking it. I feel like we discussed what needed to be discussed, and you agree. This is where, if this was a real life reading, I would end it, and I'm not going to extend it because we're on the air, because there's so many other things we could be discussing or doing.
There is. This isn't real life. I mean,
A private reading is what I mean to say.
Would you have gone deeper if we were not on the air?
Yes, we would have been crying and holding hands a bunch.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I thought so. And I was sitting here, I kept thinking, should I let this keep going? And
No, it was good. Nothing bad happened, I feel.
No.
I don't feel it.
But I feel
I
that,
thought
like,
it was awesome.
it was
It
just
was.
fleshed out perfectly, and it reached a natural stopping point.
I felt good about it, Erin. She nailed you.
Yeah. It's
She
crazy.
did it to me. It scared the crap out of me.
Sorry.
Especially when she walks in here and the very first time, and she says, "I want you to know that somebody's here," and I think it was my grandma. That's
Yeah,
who
I
it was.
believe so.
And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Uh-oh, I gotta sit up tall."
Was
that
your
what
grandma
you-
yell at you?
Oh yeah, stop slouching, boy. I was trying to do it in Southern. Stop slouching, boy. What are you slouching for? If you got to slouch, you can get up and do something. Go on. Get out of here now.
Go on, get.
Get. Go on now. That's more Texan, I think, than Southern. But
Sorry, I went Texas.
did you?
I guess.
You did Texas. Get that drawl in there.
Christy's the queen of that, not me. I can't really differentiate. All I know is South.
Yeah.
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 So what we have in common is routine. And I call it time blocking. I time block everything.
Okay.
And
As in schedule?
Scheduling. My week is like, people ask me all the time, how do you do everything that you do? And I'm like, well, I plan it. I mean, I've got it all set up. I know exactly where I'm going to have to be, and what I'm doing. And for me to change that can be uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, frustrating as hell. I can feel when you were talking about working out and getting back into that, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, I know you. Something's knocked you off that I don't know what it's called, that drive, nothing gets in your way for that. Nothing gets in the way with your meals and all that. Some woman I've ever asked out to dinner, she's turned me down like 100 times.
On account of your meal plan?
Yeah.
I don't like to eat out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing my best. When we were working out, can I share the story?
Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So when she had a group of us, and we were working hard at Prairie Athletic Club, at Pac 24, 24/7, whatever you call it. I love that place, by the way. I don't like going to the big gym anymore. Too much distractions.
They've been expanding. I'm excited
I know.
to see the new edition.
And they also expanded outside too to a golf course.
What?
Right. Yeah.
Prairie
They
Athletic
bought
Club bought Sun Prairie Golf Course. It's now called Prairie Pines.
Oh, shoot.
And what they've done in 30 days, about 30 days, maybe 60 days, is amazing out there.
I haven't seen it yet since they've taken it over, but I did hear that they were tearing down
Yeah.
one of the. Was it the
It's
clubhouse?
Yeah, because they need to put in a kitchen that actually operates. The ventilation system and all that doesn't accommodate what they want to do. So right now they're talking about doing that. It's like a $40,000 fix to do it inside. But they've already painted new flooring, some new furniture, stuff like
Wow.
that. So I'm really proud of that. But let me go back to Erin. So, as a gentleman that is in his silver years, I love to say that. That's my silver years. Actually, the guys I work out with recently had no idea that I was the oldest one of the group. They thought I was in the middle, age-wise.
Really?
And I'm like,
That's
guys,
awesome.
I am the senior.
Can I pitch you a rebrand?
Yeah.
Clooney years.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Go with that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Clooney years. I'm in my Clooney years. I like
Feels
it.
good, right?
It does.
Mhm.
So we were working out, and I had these aggressive goals I wanted to achieve, and I shared them with her. I opened up with her, emotional with her, and saying, I really just don't like what's going on, and a lot of changes in my life and the whole thing. And she said, this is what you have to do. Now you have to work on your food. I'm like, my food? Yeah, your food. So I actually had another coach that helped with the food. And when I mean helped with the food, what did she do?
Meal prepped for you.
She did all my meal prep and delivered it to me. So if you open up my
She was
fridge,
spoiled.
Wow.
Very spoiled.
I surrounded myself with the right people.
You did, yes.
And that's why I was spoiled.
Yeah.
You make good choices.
Oh my gosh. And Angela knew exactly. She had even color, like those Garanimals things you see on clothes? She had your food, Garanimal food. Red containers and green containers.
Oh, like caboodles.
I don't know what that is.
All the girls born in the 80s do.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
Thought that would
what would happen is on my workout days, I ate out of the green containers. And I had breakfast, pre-workout, post-workout, lunch, and then, I had an afternoon, and then I had a dinner. I was responsible for lunch. We'll get back to lunch in a minute, because that was a problem. And then off my off days of workout was the red containers. And then every Sunday night, she'd bring over another set of meals. And I had 2 sets of containers. And when I say containers, I mean, it was like 6 containers per day.
Wow.
Oofta. Oh, I was into it, wasn't it?
Well, it's so easy for you, right? Like, you don't even have to think about it. You just grab and go. I wish that that would be another, like, we need more of that in our area.
Yeah.
Because that made it super easy for people just to be able to send them their macros and what they should be consuming a day. And for you, it took no thought out of the fact that, like, I have to eat this in the morning, I have to eat this midday. It was super easy.
And so that falls along with that regimen. And when going back to your workouts on this, when you say that you're having a struggle with that, you want to get back to that.
Yeah.
When something was out of kilter in my day, in my time block, to this day, it kills me. When a guest doesn't show up for the show, I'm poopy all day.
The whole day?
Oh, it will mess when I get angry.
We don't like negativity.
I know. Well, I'm not usually a negative person.
My guess is they're probably
I don't mind negativity, personally.
They're
just fine with it.
Did you hear what she said?
No.
They're not invited back.
Oh.
It's not vindictive. It's just that
it's a boundary.
Oh yeah, but our society is so quick to give up on things, and they don't realize how it affects everybody else.
Go on.
So, well, let me go back to this for a second. So I'm in this training regimen. She set this whole thing up. I mean, this is why we know each other so well. I mean, it was during a time of my life I was like, I don't know what I want to do, but I knew I needed to work, stay healthy, and do all this stuff. And I'd say, hey, well, all right. So I went to Buck and Honey's, and I had the grilled chicken on top of a salad, and she snaps back at me in a loving kind of way how they prepare the chicken. I'm like, well, they probably did it on a grill. What did they fry the chicken in? Oil or butter? And I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, that's how fine-tuned she is with her meal planning. She knows exactly the way the food is prepared. She knows what kind of food it is. Is it organic or non-organic? Am I going the right way here?
No, I'm one of those, and I do feel as though I'm saying I a lot. I do feel as though I personally struggle in the dating world because what do people want to do? They want to take you out to dinner to meet, or they want to go for drinks, and I don't prefer to do either. So it's I'll do the drinks, which usually turns into dinner, which is terrible. So I try to avoid both. So yeah.
Do you try to avoid it because you don't want to be that girl, like at the restaurant, who's asking a college girl a bunch of questions about what things are cooked in and so forth? Or that you think there's just not going to be the food there for you, most likely?
Well, I'm going to get, let's be honest, if I'm going to get a chicken breast, I would much rather prepare it on my grill.
Than the flat top with all the schmutz on it at the place.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I would sit there and hang out with you, maybe get like a side salad, but like...
It's better to control dietarily.
I want to know how it's cooked, how it's prepared, and what I'm putting in my body.
That goes back to you can't eat at everybody's house.
No, you can't. You can't.
And I think your thinking on this is right. I really do. I think we should make that effort, all of us, about what we put into our body. I mean, for me, this is month 5, I said, with no alcohol. What an experience. And the event that we went to, I mean, I didn't drink. She's like, cool, you're my designated driver. I'm her DD.
Yeah, it was actually, as much as, there's 2 types of people when it comes to no alcohol, right? You have the ones that, like, can completely be off of it and not crave it and just have a good time. Or you have those that sit there and they are frustrated because they can't partake.
Oh, okay.
So you were a great guest to have because not only was he not wanting to have any alcohol, but he's like, do you want a glass of wine? I'm like, sure. And he just goes and grabs it for you. So he just goes with that, like, mentality that, you know what, I don't need it to have a good time, and we had a great time.
I craved it.
Were you sniffing it on
No.
the way back?
Oh, it's good.
Getting the waft.
Yeah.
But I really had, I love being motivated for something. Somebody giving me a challenge, but I mean a big challenge, something, the Mac Daddy of challenges, something like that. And that's what happened. That's what started the last 12 weeks, 13 weeks ago, I think it was now. And we had a challenge for my men's group, and it involved a lot of money. It was total of $800, but I put in $100, so I had to get $700. Well, I did it, and I won. I didn't only win, I smoked them.
Well, explain what it was regarding.
Okay, so it was weight loss and it was muscle gain at the same time.
Yeah.
And so, you're talking over here. What's wrong, girls?
Nothing. I was just trying to quietly contemplate your astrological placements.
Oh.
With this.
You know who I am.
I
You don't
do.
want
You're trying to remember.
Virgo.
Huh. Yeah, goal accomplishment.
Don't fall out of your chair when I said that. Don't
Did I?
Oh, you're hunkered down. You went, oh, yeah, okay.
Oh no, I love a Virgo. I personally have a lot of degrees of Virgo in my chart, so there's no judgment there.
Like a professional. Did you see that? A flick of the wrist and got it first try on the door.
That.
Rachel's coming in, so I have to shut the door. But I forgot where we were going on this. But so anyway, the alcohol.
You won the challenge.
I won the challenge. Yeah.
And we're
Lost
talking
6% of body weight
Wow.
in 8 weeks. Put on I lost 9 pounds, gained 7 pounds of muscle.
Wow.
Just with the change of alcohol or adding something
Oh,
else?
and my diet.
It was more.
It was my
Okay.
diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain that it was more the diet.
It's a combination of
Yeah, it's a
both,
combination.
right? Like good nutrition. Everyone always tells me, share your secrets. There is no secret. Eat good, and work out. There's no
Right, but
magic.
maybe people don't know what eat good looks like. You know?
And that's true, and that's why I was actually when I worked at Prairie Athletic, one of the things I enjoyed the most was the nutritional coaching.
Sounds like that's what makes you so special, right? And like set apart from the rest.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and quite honestly, there's so many people that like you could walk up, I would guess, and be able to read a label, whereas the most of the people that I work with, they don't even understand how to read an actual label to see if it's healthy versus this option. Like, what are the differences? Like, marketing is so great at sticking labels on like low fat, low sodium,
all natural.
like great for you, and
Mhm.
that's their
Great
job,
for
right? That's their job.
Great for you.
Here's Pringles, and here you should low sodium. So
It's
we're gonna
plant-based
want
as
it.
well.
Yeah. And everyone's like, this is. I'm eating well, and my mom is one of the greatest people because she's like, yeah, I've been on this diet for a while, and I'm like, yeah, what does that entail? Well, I've been eating these lean cuisines. Like, Mom, that is not good for you.
Explain why.
Well, a lean cuisine, right? They are taking something that's bad and made it slightly better and labeled it a lean cuisine.
Oh, jeez.
You read the back.
Calorically, it's lean. Is that why that name?
Not even. No, it's they took something that, like, let's say spaghetti, right? They took spaghetti, made it a leaner option, and now it's lean cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
But it still has 60 carbs in a container and, 400 calories and high sodium and all these things that are, like, going to work against your body.
Without the nutrition.
And it's not giving you any benefits, right? So
you're talking about, like, beneficial eating.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like nutrient dense, right?
Yeah.
And understanding it, right? Like, when it boils down to your fats. So if your fats are, let's say, your body says that it should eat, let's say, 40 grams of fats. Where are those fats coming from? Because there's 4 fat sources. You have your trans fat, which adds absolutely no value to your body. You have your saturated fats that are only going to add fat to your body. And you have your mono and poly. Fats are great for you, but you want your mono and poly. So does somebody understand how to read the label to understand what fats are in that product versus what it says total fats, because that's what it's going to show.
Just the grams.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's just it's the one thing that I really enjoyed and was a huge passion of mine was just seeing people be able to lower their body fat and their body weight just based off of education, because this isn't stuff that we're taught when we're
knowledge is power. Oldie but a goodie.
We have a comment on Facebook, actually a couple. Well, here's the one. Stephen says, I agree. What we eat is slowly killing us. While restaurants are delicious, I try to make 4 or 5 homemade meals every week. Only oils are used are avocado, coconut, and EVO.
Extra
Yeah.
virgin olive oil.
Yeah.
We'll see. And I'm one that I don't enjoy
He doesn't
cooking.
cook.
No, I don't. I just don't enjoy it. It's because it's the way I was raised. I mean, you eat to survive. You eat with the food. And here's the other thing is I can't look in that refrigerator and see an avocado and make anything of it more than what it is, an avocado.
Does he have vision? Does he have vision?
Oh.
I have vision, but not in that.
Okay, not with that.
We were talking about degrees of aphantasia recently at the shop.
But the other thing is I can't build a house. I cannot physically build a house for myself because I don't have the vision of seeing it fully completed the way I'd want it. Now, because I'll change it 20 times.
But you can walk into a house and tell me or anyone every little thing that you would change.
Absolutely.
Virgo.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So the going back to her involvement, did you see her demeanor change when she talked about this, about the prepping and the work? And she is a professional bodybuilder. Did you know that?
So cool.
That is really cool.
A winning professional bodybuilder.
Is it very intense, like in the days previous? I know it's very intense because the best man at my wedding was a professional bodybuilder. Not the best man. Whoops, sorry. But he was in the wedding party on my husband's side. And so I understand a little bit that goes into it, but in those like days right before, is the diet like very intense, like poached chicken and broccoli type style?
Yeah, they call it peak week.
Peak week, yes. It was peak week during my wedding, lucky me.
Yeah.
he was so perky and super not emaciated.
Yeah.
But I think he won, so way to go, Lee.
We all turn a little crazy during peak week, and we don't try to, but your diet, your water intake, your salt intake, everything is calculated to the point that like people think we're nuts, but it is.
So what does it do?
It pulls the water, like, so I've worked with a couple different coaches, and the last ones that I've worked with, which I actually really enjoy, they actually, people think that you have to dehydrate to have that, like, tight skin.
That's that kind of wrestler mentality.
Yeah, it's actually the opposite, so we overhydrate.
Oh.
So the day before, 2 days before my competition, I'll take in 2 gallons of water. Yeah.
That's a lot of water.
And I count how many times I pee.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I'm always curious to see if I can beat the last time.
Cool.
But you have to like salt everything. So I'm salting my water. I'm salting like everything.
For the cellular osmosis.
Yep. And the we do lemon as well. So mix lemon in the water through the end of the day. Yeah.
So I have a container. In fact, it's sitting here. It's in my backpack right now. It's 24 ounces of water. And after my workouts, I'm putting creatine in there. But I go through 6 of those a day. So that's 2 gallons of water every day.
Do you like? So you must do the powder creatine.
Yeah, I do.
You like the powder creatine?
Yeah.
Does it mix well?
It does. It's a little sweet, but it's okay. And then I don't rinse my container out.
Yeah.
I just keep putting more water in, and it gives a lingering flavor of the fruit punch.
It's like a grill.
Well, it's like a what?
Grill.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Don't clean the grill,
iron
because
skillet.
I've realized now that's a bad thing.
Oh yeah, iron skillet. Have you ever cooked with an iron skillet?
Cast iron.
Cast iron, yeah.
You want to season
Yeah,
it.
and I wash it every time.
You don't use
What
soap?
you're not
Soap and
supposed to
water?
do,
No way.
Soap and water, I
No
say.
way.
Yeah.
No, I've been told.
Oh, I get spanked every time, you know. All of a sudden the pop-ups on
It's
it.
bad for the longevity of
Yeah.
the pan. Yeah.
So see the passion that she has for this.
It's beautiful.
But here's the thing is, now she flips that over to her business. It's the exact same way. And what happens, I think, is because I was a client both ways, but it was the trust that was developed. Just the same thing with Tara or a business, you know, it's that trust that you develop. And so I walk in for health insurance, and as a business owner, because I'm self-employed, I got to fight that stuff. You know what this is like, right? And so I'm sitting there and going, just tell me what to do. Am I exaggerating?
No, I just tell you what to do.
You mean like you defer to the professional's
Absolutely.
judgment? That's very wise of
Because
you.
I trust her. But at the same time, she does that to me when we were selling her house and she was looking to buy her house and all that. I mean, it's just so much fun. And I come back to what we're talking about today with Tara and the crystals and everything else. It's you've got to tie in that trust. And I think there's another word that hides under trust, and it's called respect. And that's what it's all about. She has this opportunity right here, and she has to capitalize on it. She thinks it's one thing. I know it's another, but it's.
Oh, what do you know?
Well, do you want to say it on here?
Go ahead.
You make me say lots of things on air. I think it's your turn.
Oh my gosh.
I love her voice. I literally love her voice.
It does sound good, I tell you.
Thank you.
I'll go back to the workouts and the coaching. I think that's your passion, girl. That's your passion. And it can be put into a business format. There are a lot of people out there. You've seen them all. They're selling videos and they're doing the whole thing. And then the meal planning, the prepping, even having a partner to help do that, and then selling that. How many of these companies do you see online that are selling their meals every month? My sister, she pays for those. She pays a pretty penny for it.
Yeah, I think that I'm not.
I'm
not necessarily the most creative, because I'm one of those people that can eat the same thing every day.
Me too.
A lot of people are like that, though.
Me too.
Well,
So cater to your kind.
I would want to partner with somebody that actually is more creative
Well-
and can put stuff together, because
Why
I
not
can
just
tell
do
you
what
what
you
to
do?
eat, but my meals are so boring.
A lot of people love
Give us
boring.
some examples.
Well, wait. Before you go, did you see
I
the
saw.
transformation that happened? Her body, like,
So good.
she opened up. She put her hands on her head and leaned back. That's opening up. She was just oozing out your enthusiasm, your power. And I'm not. They saw it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
cool.
God.
That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
You do the same thing for insurance too, by the way.
I do. I love helping.
But you don't
people.
show that sign when we talked about it. You didn't all of a sudden open up and.
It's the Five of Pentacles that came out for you. It's just like it's in your blood to be helpful and of service to others.
Yeah,
It's in your DNA. That's what the card said.
that's what fills my soul, to be honest.
It's
is,
what sparks
like,
joy.
Yep. Mm,
So as long as you're just following that blueprint of, I know in order to spark joy that I need to be of service, I don't think the specifics maybe matter to you. Right? Like, as long as you are serving that purpose, right? Getting that fulfillment somewhere.
right, but getting that cup filled. Yeah.
Getting that
Yeah.
cup filled,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would agree. Yeah.
That's
100%.
cool. That makes it easier, right? Because you can do a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You know what's interesting is that you can fill your cup. Sometimes it gets tipped over. But the beauty of knowing that your cup is full, that you now know how to refill that cup.
Yeah.
Mm.
So for me, it's giving. It's helping. That's what fills my cup.
I see
It's-
that from you.
It's not about selling houses because I gave all that up. I mean, I was selling how many houses a year? I didn't have that full cup. And when I just gave that up and decided, this is what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, my cup went and kind of overflows once in a while. And then I'm trying to bring up another cup to fill underneath that.
You're still selling
Your cup
houses.
runneth over.
Oh yeah, no, I'm selling houses, but I'm not selling 100 a year.
100 a year?
I don't have a team of 8 people working for me.
It's a lot of houses.
Well, yeah, I know. My first year in business back in, 06, I sold 52 homes.
So impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, but today that ain't happening. The
No.
reason being is
Why?
we don't have any houses to sell.
There's no houses for sale?
Her house is priceless. I could give you a.
Do you feel as though, well, we have to talk about that later. But do you feel as though the market's kind of switching though?
To what?
Well, I've seen, like, from my emails that I get from stupid sites, but they say that, like, the market's dropping, so people are having to sell their houses less.
No,
That's not happening?
not in Sun Prairie.
Okay.
Not in
So
Sun
it's
Prairie.
happening, just not in some Prairie.
What's happening in Sun Prairie?
Because we're a very high demand community.
Do you think that's because of the sort of northeastern expanse of Madison? Just
No.
sort of, no? What is it
Madison's
for?
a negative. I see.
Go
Madison.
on. I know nothing about
So
this.
Sun Prairie's attractive because, one, we're sitting in a building that is one of the key attractions for Sun Prairie, the library. We have a very inclusive library that is more than just books. If you're coming here just for books, you've missed out the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's our parks. It's the people in our community. It's our government. When I say our government, I don't care how your beliefs are, they're approachable. From the mayor to our city council, our police chief is approachable. Our officers are approachable. The bike trails that we have, I come back to the people. It's a very comfortable community. And are there problems in the community? Sure. But not as big as Madison. Madison is so whacked, it's incredible. But Sun Prairie is very forward-moving, very futuristic. Sometimes I don't agree with what the directions that they go.
What kind of directions?
We don't need sidewalks on every street. If I got a cul-de-sac, I don't need a sidewalk.
No, I would agree
Correct.
with you
Yeah.
It's not about safety, it's about looking pretty, I think. But sidewalks are the thing. People talk about the apartments and how many apartment buildings we're building.
Ooh.
And it's just because they're not educated to know what's going on in the city. Do you know that there is a vacancy rate of 1%? That means that 99% of every multifamily property is full. If you have a few of those, the price goes up. If you have a lot of those, the price will adjust. The question is, where's equilibrium?
How do you find the balance and not pop the bubble?
Exactly. Jacob Walter and I, who's with Patriot Property, we were talking about this yesterday. It's like, how are we going to calculate equilibrium? And where is that middle ground is equilibrium? That's the easiest way to say it, economically. And he said that's the most difficult thing to calculate in a multifamily, and how many you have to have for a city. Because what'll happen, it'll hit, but it's like the pendulum swings way high, and then all of a sudden it's like it will swing back really fast. Now, coming back to housing for a second, our houses in Sun Prairie, I mean, it's over $400,000 for an average purchase price. Approaching $450,000,
Wow.
which makes it difficult for first-time home buyers. So when they say
Yes.
Affordable Housing Month, we had Becky Benz on my show last Wednesday and talking about this. There are no affordable houses in Southern. Everything is being bid over, asking 30, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 over the asking price.
Isn't that the natural path of gentrification, where they start to then sell apartments ownership-wise?
Isn't that sell them or use them?
As in sell them ownership.
Well,
Like, isn't that the natural path then? The
Well,
next
no,
logic.
no. They're cash cows.
Oh, explain.
Well, because the rent is higher than a mortgage.
I see. Yeah, that makes
When that
sense.
point comes, and that's at equilibrium, when it becomes cheaper to rent than it is to own, then you'll see a change.
Then that's the next
Right,
phase.
right.
But it's if we get there.
Right, and
That
it-
makes sense.
And it's going to be a while, and maybe 2 years, could be 3 years.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking like 10.
And we can't even build houses fast enough. New construction will never make up where we are in housing, because we don't have enough resources. There are not enough people, not enough carpenters. There's not enough supply still. Supply chains are still slow. So her house is a gold mine. If you own a home in this town right now, and let's say you bought it 5 years ago, you have a gold mine. There's so much equity in that house. And now people say, well, that's why I don't want to sell. I'm like, well, it's time to sell. Take that out, put it into the next house. It'll be good, trust me. So-
Right. Cash out your tokens when you're up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where my head's at.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that off the air. But so here's what do you want when people come in to see you, Renae, and they've just had a reading? What do you want them to leave? Feeling, knowing, doing.
I always say this is the shtick. I feel like I did it for your reading as well, but when I'm pulling cards, the goal, right, is that it's explained to us by your passed on loved ones, by your spiritual team, what they see as your highest achievable goal, and then any blockages that might be preventing your abundance. And I do specialize in anything that no longer serves us, let it be released. So that's why, and I feel like Christy can attest to this, a lot of people do leave the reading room from the back of the shop feeling like a weight is lifted from them. I feel like that's a lot of people's experience, and that's the goal.
That's cool. I mean, I think that's what it should be all about.
Right.
And
Right.
Really, I mean, I have to record next time.
Yeah, I encourage people to. I feel like sometimes people are afraid to ask, but record away, then one of us will remember every detail of what I said.
How many years you been in business now? Is it 3?
2 years, May 25th.
It feels longer.
It does feel longer.
Yes, and we're currently expanding.
You are?
Heck
Yes.
yes.
What do you mean?
We are moving into a new space offering workshops, that's yet to be revealed, but right
Breaking news.
adjacent. So adjacent to our current space, it's outside of the retail business. We just expanded into a new space. It's all been repainted. We will be hosting classes and private events, different parties, things like that.
I'm sorry, I was reading. Where did you say it was being expanded to?
It's literally, so like when you come to Budding Butterfly, we are directing people to come up on the porch
Yeah.
and enter through the side door.
Sure.
And there's 3 doors on that porch.
Okay.
One enters the main space, the
Okay.
other is Renae's space, and then the third is the new space. So it's right there all together.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's a really neat little space,
Mhm.
and we're really excited to share it with the community.
Okay, cool. I
So-
love that. Well, describe that first year of business when you first opened up. What was in your mind? What were your... what did it feel like?
It was exciting but scary, uncharted territories.
Uh-huh.
I had never been a business owner before. I worked at American Family for 17 years prior to that. So just all brand new. But meeting new people, I guess I didn't expect to, I don't know, it's, we have colorful days in the sense that people come in and share so much information. Like, they come in and they just like release, and they just want to talk a lot of times. So whether it's having a reading with Renae or whatnot, just so I just think all the people that I've met throughout this time, and the first year was just a lot of learning, trying to figure out inventory and merchandising, and yeah.
That's why I think that you and Jennifer Lee down at Faded Roots are such a great combination together in helping other women, other entrepreneurs in developing their business. I mean, you know what it's like to set up your business. You know the fear. And I tell people this all the time. If you have a fear of this, it's the right thing to do, because that fear will drive you. It's like the fear is the hand on the middle of your back, and it's just gently pushing you a little bit.
Towards growth.
Absolutely.
Right.
Heck yes, that's well put.
Yeah, you step through fear, and on the other side is freedom most of the time.
What's the thing we were saying? Do it scared and unprepared.
Yes, that is.
Do it scared and unprepared. Just do it.
I'm one for opening a closed door. I have no problem with that. I have no fear.
Opening a closed door.
But then I'll say to people, but then again, I'll handle snakes. I have no problem. I have no fear.
Are those things related?
Well, I think it is.
Okay, go on.
Because, will you reach down and pick up a snake?
Yeah.
You will?
Of course.
Will you?
I would not, but I know Renae would.
I absolutely would.
Reach down.
I would.
You can talk into the mic now.
I would. Yeah.
You would?
Yes.
I challenge you.
I'm not afraid of, I actually like reptiles.
Oh, good for you.
Ooh, that's a certain type of person, a reptile girly.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But there's that fear. There's something of spiders or something that people...
Yeah.
Spiders, I would not touch.
See, there you go. I have no problem. I've held the big spiders and all that.
That tarantula.
Tarantula, no problem.
Yeah, they're kind of like...
funny.
I don't necessarily want one in my home, but it doesn't bother me to touch it. So I don't know where I stand on that, if that's like arachnophobia or not.
I
But
don't know, but it's
doesn't
that
bother
fear.
me.
If you can overcome that fear, man, it's so powerful. So I'm a scuba diver, and I dive with sharks. I have fed sharks. I have paid to feed sharks.
Did you ever touch one?
I've hugged one.
Cool.
I've had one on my hand, upside down, his snout on my hand like he's balancing on my hand. I've had one into my stomach and just stroking its head area, eyes, and all that.
On the eyeballs?
Yeah, and then had other sharks swimming all around, maybe 20 sharks swimming
Where'd
around.
you do that?
In the Bahamas.
Oh, the Bahamas.
More than once.
Are they the
That's
gentle
cool.
kind though?
Oh, there's no, yeah.
There is a gentle kind.
They're tame.
Every shark.
They're used to people.
Well, they're used to being fed, but they
Right.
will bite you.
I bet.
They will bite you.
And
Well,
then they
a
have how
dog
many
can
rows
do
of
the
teeth?
same
2 or
thing.
more?
A
More.
gazillion.
A gazillion. That's the scientific. Yeah.
Again, it's that fear. So when I tell people that I go scuba diving with sharks, they're like, "Oh my god!" Or if I'm in the water, I can't go in there. One of my besties, Michael Johnson, he loves to scuba dive in the swimming pool. He will not go in that ocean. He won't go swimming in that ocean because he says, this is a quote, that the sharks like dark meat. But he has that fear of something under that water. And now here's the one thing. I like diving in the ocean at night.
Because of the sensory.
Oh yeah, the sensory deprivation. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't really see much, but you actually in the ocean it's kind of cool. You can see a lot.
And what's the thing with your color perception fades the deeper
yeah.
you get as well, which I feel like could be applied metaphorically to all areas of life, right?
Some people can't go 20 feet. Some people can't go 40 feet.
Mhm.
I've been to 200 because it was there, and I wanted to achieve it because I knew somebody else that did. I wanted to see if I could do it.
Figure out where the limit is.
Right. But I think that comes into being an entrepreneur.
I agree.
And having that business. You have to push yourself. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me.
I did it too. I'm sorry.
But we all, you did it.
Yeah, I did it, and actually, it was scary because it was also coming off COVID.
Oh yeah.
So May 2021, I actually had to put the business on pause for an entire year. I was going to try and do it the year before, and I had done construction in 2020 prior to COVID. So it felt scarier, I think, because people learned to shop online more.
Yeah.
They weren't going to businesses. So during that time when we first opened, you were asking about that first year, we started a little group called In the Meantime. So it was an every other Wednesday night group where people got together, and it was more of a support group, like, oh, you can't get into your therapist, in the meantime, come join us. So it was more of a support group, but it's evolved now into Soul Connections, and our next one is next Wednesday. Renae is going to be leading it. She led it 2 weeks ago, and it was on practical magic, so simple things you can do to add spirituality into your daily life. So I think we're maybe kind of going to do
continuing something along those lines, yeah.
Well, I know Laura and Terry will be there. My two other besties.
And what do you charge?
It is donations appreciated. It's free of charge, and it's 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday evenings. There is a sign up because space is limited, but it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to.
And you get a good turnout from what I've.
We sure do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's where, after growing that group, we've decided to expand into workshops, like learning more about crystals. Again, maybe learning more about tarot or
I'm gonna work on
astrology,
that.
different things like that. So.
Sure.
I'd like to teach people.
Way cool.
Yeah.
Wow. How you feeling over there?
Well, I'm actually interested in thinking about what my Wednesday looks like because that sounds amazing.
You should come by. That would be cool.
That would be a lot of fun.
So do you ladies have any pet peeves? I'll start with Erin. Do you have any pet peeves?
Oh, I think every female has pet peeves, right? Every person has pet peeves.
Do you have a big one? Want me to tell you what mine is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Being on time.
Okay. Was I late today?
No. I am never late. Never late. In fact, I will try my best to be 10 or 15 minutes early than my time I'm supposed to be there. But yeah, I do have a pet peeve with other people that show up late.
As your previous lunchtime waitress, I'm going to bite my tongue on whether or not anyone was ever waiting for you.
Oh, I love
Wait. I didn't have a set time to be there.
You're right. You probably didn't tell that person, meet me there at noon or something like that.
All right, but do you remember were you there? So Christine Bright. I met Christine Bright, who's now doing like a kick butt TV show here called Parenting Game. And she was there. She was sitting at Full Mile at the bar because the person I was meeting canceled 5 minutes before.
That does drive me nuts too, when it's the last minute cancel.
You didn't know an hour ago? You didn't know 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
3 hours ago? It happened. The reason why I'm not on WIBA anymore is because I had so many people cancel.
Oh man.
I mean, yeah, and I'm planning an hour-long show, and now I'm going to do a live show, and I don't have a guest.
I will say that it is very understandable, you being a Virgo. For you, it comes naturally to you to organize your time. It comes naturally to you to be able to kind of chart things out and see the particularities of a situation. And so when other people don't present with that easily, it can feel frustrating and confusing because you don't even think of that as a different way of being or something that some of the rest of us are trying to achieve, is like organizing our thoughts and being very plot driven, being very goal driven, kind of grounding ourselves, because you have it in spades. So it's both a blessing and a curse in that way.
Yeah. So what's your pet peeve? What's your biggest pet peeve? You got to talk into the microphone.
I'm working on it. You made me move. So I would say I'm very OCD. Like, I like things in a certain way. I like to go home and have things like in a certain way. It obviously, one would think that it would drive me nuts that people don't do that in their own houses. It doesn't bother me at all. I would say what bothers me the most is like punctuality. That bothers me. If I tell you a time and you're not there, within 5-10 minutes I can give a little bit. The other thing is hygiene. Like, if I hang out with somebody that doesn't take well care of themselves, that is one of my biggest pet
Well, what do you
peeves.
mean? Is that by cleanliness or appearance?
I would say more odor issues. Like, if
Well, you
I
know,
can smell you.
You got McConaughey, he likes to smell himself.
Right.
Good.
He likes the all natural, and sometimes the all natural is not a blessing in some people's.
That's right. Oh, that tickled me. That was funny. Pet peeves, when people answer a question I didn't ask. So, like, if I'll ask a question and then they answer something different. Yeah. What a bummer. I get bummed out by that.
Oh my gosh. What about you?
Oh, I don't know. We were talking earlier, just like technology in some ways. Like whenever you call and you can't get a person, or you guys mentioned another one that was technology driven, and I'm like, but just like expecting, I guess, a person to be there and not.
Yeah. And when you're there, be all there.
Present.
Show
Be
up.
there and
Arrive.
Show up and show out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, I
That's
will
something we all have in
agree to
common.
that one. If I'm hanging out with somebody that's on their phone the entire time.
I hate it. I want to change my answer.
Yes.
I want to change my answer to that.
Or, like, I've seen couples that, like, go to a restaurant and then literally are eating and sitting there on their phones. It's like, why'd you even go to a restaurant at that point?
Right.
You might as well
Yes.
I know, right?
Just sit in your living room, order carry out, which is also fine, but why are you going out and trying to
to go on a
experience
date night.
ambiance?
Yeah.
And then you're not talking and you're not even looking at each other or the room
Right.
or
Right.
anything.
Well, and a lot of people get mad at me because I won't respond for a long period of time, but I'm like, I'm engaging with the person that I'm with, and you know what? You're going to have to take a back seat for a second.
Right, because you're present.
I want to be present because I find that to be a very
Yes.
valuable to anyone that's with you.
Samesies. That's my number one. That's my number one.
Recently I had somebody kind of get ticked at me because I didn't respond to an email. And I said, I'm sorry, I didn't see your email. But I sent it 2 weeks ago. I sent it May 1st. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't see your email. I said, but if it was important, I'm surprised you didn't call me because I didn't respond to you. Normally I respond quickly. I said, if it was important, I'm sure you would have picked up the phone and called and had a conversation about it. And that gets me all the time. Or somebody will text. How many realtors have called me, or how's this going in? So they submit an offer on a property I have for sale. They email it to me. They don't call and tell me it's coming. And it'll say, well, I sent you an offer. I said, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were doing that. I emailed it to you. I'm like, oh, okay. I get a couple of hundred emails a day. A lot of
You're
them are
very
junk,
important.
you know?
Yeah.
They're still anyway. So, but they're surprised. I emailed it to you. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate
There's
it.
too many different ways to communicate
Oh
when
my
it comes
gosh.
to
Yes.
technology. And there are no parameters from one person to the next on how we
Yeah.
deal with them
Yeah.
or what is priority, and something that is a priority to one person is not to
Mhm.
another. And
Mhm.
Have you called somebody and here's your message? Thanks for calling, blah, 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 blah. For a faster response, text me, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm on the phone! Pick it up! Answer me! I don't want to now stop what I'm doing and spend another 2 minutes trying to type with my fat fingers and, tell you that you're great, but it comes out that you're a fat turd, and there you go.
I'm the same way. Honestly, like, I'm a pick up the phone and call kind of person. Especially now having to drive to work where I didn't have to do that before.
Well, you walked?
I don't know, I could have. But no, so I've learned that I'm much more of a respond by picking up the phone and calling that person versus messaging, and people are just caught off guard. They're just like, wait, why are you calling me? Like, people aren't used to just being on the phone. They want email, they want text. That's just what they've become accustomed to, which is crazy because I personally enjoy hearing somebody's voice.
Yeah, me too.
all right, so Renae was like, her and her friend text a lot, I guess, and she was like, do the voice to text, or not voice to text, but like
Voice memo.
voice memo.
I love those
So
when I
I
Voice
do
memo is
them.
elite. It's an elite move.
Okay.
So it comes through your phone as a text,
Uh-huh.
but it's a voice recording,
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
right? So then
Yeah.
you get to put the inflection in your like.
And
people
then if
hear
someone's
all of
busy
that.
putting their kid to bed or whatever,
Yeah.
they still get the inflection of your voice. You're not rushing them. You're like, listen, this is better spoken than texted. Well, let me just like send it with my inflection. And you'll get to it when you get to it, but there's no nuance here because you can hear me talking.
I actually have a program that I use that's AI. It sounds like it's coming from me, but it's not. It's AI.
The bionic man.
I've been using it for over a year.
Stop it. What are you talking about?
So I have these. They're called capture sites, and you've seen them for real estate. They're talking about houses or whatever for more information, and somebody puts it in. Well, there's an AI program that I actually pay for this, and it'll say, "Well, hi, Christy. Tell me more about your house," and then you'll respond, and the AI has already taken over and will actually respond to her. You have no clue.
In your voice?
No, it's text.
That's
it's
what I
message.
was wondering.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh,
Okay, you made it sound as though it was.
No. We can work
I'm
on
less
that.
startled now. I'm
Oh, it's
less
coming.
startled. Oh, I know.
That's coming. That's coming.
Listen.
Hey, we got about a minute left.
Can we do plugs?
Yeah, can we? Budding Butterfly and Christy Roswell, thank you very much for
Thank
doing this.
you.
Thanks for doing this. She's located down on Main Street, corner of Bristol, Maine. That's the best indicator for it. Stop down, see her show. She's got her store. She's got so many things in that store that you will be amazed.
Crystals, candles, incense.
Books,
Journals.
Yes.
jewelry, beautiful jewelry.
Jewelry.
Mhm.
Listen to you. And Renee is there also.
Yeah.
Thursdays, Saturdays.
All the time.
But
Yeah.
call ahead and get her scheduled. Take time. If you've never done this before, experience it. Do it once, then come back and do it again. The first time for me was a blur. Second time I was really into it. Now I'm like, I'm watching, going, oh yeah, I got to do this again.
Fun. I look
hit
forward
me.
to that.
I want it to be about me. Come on.
Well, I bet it was fun for you to experience somebody that you know very well, like
Yeah.
go through a reading.
Oh, my
'Cause
heart was hurting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
knew
could.
that.
Yeah, yep,
Right?
yeah.
Mhm.
I bet
Mhm.
that was cool for you today.
It was very cool. Erin Barth, Endres Insurance
Erin.
for your
Thank you both.
health insurance needs, and Erin's all over Facebook, and you can find her there, or contact me and I'll tell you how to get a hold of her.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank
Thank
you
you
That
so
works
much.
too.
Thank you for
Both of
being
you.
on this.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
making it an amazing Mystic Monday.
Mystic
Yes.
Monday.
And
Amazing
Sun Prairie, I will
Monday.
see you on Wednesday at 11 o'clock for the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the show. And don't forget about Sun Prairie Baseball tonight. We will be on K-Sun on 983 on Spectrum. I can't remember what TDS is. But we'd love to have you come to the game in Middleton to watch, because it is a fundraiser and it's about striking out for cancer. So, Sun Prairie, see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We still live on Facebook?
Yes.
She has literally the best radio voice. You should have just been into radio.
You should do
I
your
used to
show
be in
yourself.
radio.
Doesn't she? Like,
Thank you.
You should do your own show.